Hello everyone, welcome to another art video. I hope you all are doing well today. For today's video, we are doing a tutorial of this sunny forest scene with watercolor. I thought it was about time for another tutorial as I haven't done one in quite some time. So first I am sketching this scene out roughly. I will link the reference photo down below if you are going to paint this along with me. So first, as I said, I am sketching it out roughly. I'm doing some bigger trees in the foreground and then just lines for the background, just to indicate that there's lines. I'm using a colored pencil, a coal erase pencil, but you can use anything you have lying around. So first, I'm going to be painting the background. So to do that, I am mixing some blue and a bit of green to create a muted blue. And then I'm going in with some stronger blue. This watercolor is pretty watered down, so just keep that in mind. And then I'm taking some yellow and mixing it in there while it's still wet to create some light and some depth. Next, I am taking a sap green or whatever green you have. I'm doing it for the ground color. Then I'm taking some yellow, as you see me doing, and I'm just putting it on top of the grassy area. Then I'm taking a darker green and putting it where the tree shadows will be, because the light is coming from the left corner of the painting. So I'm painting it so the light is coming across and that there is shadows. And I'm doing all this while it's still wet, so it kind of blends out and creates some softness. And then next I'm taking variations of blue and I am putting in the background trees, as you see. So I'm using different variations of light and dark watercolor to create depth with the trees. Then as I paint bigger trees coming forward to the biggest trees in the foreground, I am painting them with brown paint. So now we're getting to the foliage in the painting. I am taking sap green and yellow watercolor paint, and I'm just pretty much dabbing it wherever the picture has foliage. I really didn't reference it a whole lot, just the basic composition. So you can have fun playing around with the leaves. I do a variation, as you see, from green to yellowy green. And then next I'm adding the bigger trees in the foreground with brown. All right, next in the reference, there are some birch trees. So to do the birch trees, I am doing a light muted blue color, as you see, and I'm doing light and then adding a darker version of the color and adding some branches, as you can see. And later in the video, I'm gonna add a bit more detailing to those birch trees. So now I am starting with the darker leaves. One big thing with watercolor is you always want to start with the lightest colors first. So as you saw, I started with the lighter greens and yellows, and then I'm going in with darker greens. So here I go between the grassy landscape to the leaves, and I'm adding dark splotches to where the grass is, where the shadows fall. Next, for the lighter parts of the grass, I am taking a green mixed with yellow and painting in grass. Next, we are moving on to the sunlight, and I'm taking a light wash of yellow watercolor and I am painting in sun rays coming through the trees. And then I'm adding some more dark green on the bottom there, doing a bit more detail in the grass area. Next, I'm going to go in and refine some of those leaves as I did just big blobs before. And I'm going in with even a darker green. Some of the green is mixed with some blue to give it a bluish, greenish look. And I'm just adding little foliage leaves here and there. And then, as I said before, I'm going in with those birch trees and adding some lines to make it look like a birch tree, and I'm just doing this with some blue mixed with some black. Next, I'm adding some lines to those brown trees to make it look less flat. And then if you have some gouache, I am taking some yellow gouache and some white gouache to add highlights, you could call it, to the grass. And then I'm adding some yellow gouache to the trees to make it look even more like the sun is hitting it. One of my goals going into this painting was to try and make it look soft, not too harsh, and I believe I achieved this by using watercolor for this painting. Next, with a bluish black color, I am adding a bit more definition to the trees in the background. Then I am taking some yellow gouache and adding it to the leaves for highlights as the sun is coming and hitting them. And then I'm going to add some yellow watercolor in the left-hand corner. But rethinking this, I think it would be better to add that yellow watercolor in the beginning when you're doing the background. So just keep that in mind when you're doing the background in watercolor. Just add that yellow in the corner first off. And by this time, you will have a beautiful forest scene painted in either your sketchbook or on a watercolor piece of paper you can hang up. Let me know if you completed this tutorial or if you just simply painted along with me in your own sketchbook. Thank you so much for making it to the end. And let me know if you want more tutorials like this on nature scenes or animals or anything you would like to see. I will see you in the next video, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.